Sean Bossman here, the boss of pro wrestling, along with Nate, the Snake Pelly, for another edition of NWF Bustin Loose. And there was so much action. It was hot and heavy here at the NWF Rumble.
It was a tremendous night of action here in Fairfield, Ohio. We have a new tri-state champion here in the Northern Wrestling Federation as Alex Hayden overcame the odds and defeated Pompano Joe right here tonight to become the tri-state champion. What a victory it was.
A victory, and one that was long time coming. Hey, I also want to talk about another champion, the Titan. He had to face not one but two men in a triple threat match. Still your champion against all odds, having defeated Adam Swayze and Brody Cormac.
And what about the big match itself? The NWF Rumble. 30 competitors going at it in an over-the-top rope elimination battle royal, and what a matchup it was. And in the end, of all people, could you believe it, one of the biggest upsets in the history of the Northern Wrestling Federation, the last man standing, none other than Star Rider. That's right, Star Rider winning the NWF Rumble here tonight. But what about some of the other things we saw in that NWF Rumble? What about the situation that we saw with Big Mama when she was outside the ring, and Adam Swayze? What was going through his mind when Adam Swayze looked like he was going to try to pile drive Big Mama right there on the outside of the ring? Could you believe it, boss man?
But what was even more surprising than that is when Nikki, the camera girl, came out, and she came to Big Mama's defense, leapt 10 feet in the air, and dove right on top of Hollywood Adam Swayze.
I couldn't believe it. The NWF Army couldn't believe it. It was an unbelievable situation. Nikki, the camera girl, getting involved, saving Big Mama here tonight from an attack by Adam Swayze and, of course, Gideon Weinstein. Speaking of attacks, what about what we saw at the end of the NWF Rumble? Star Rider won that matchup. Immediately afterwards was attacked by both Jay Donaldson and Ryan Stone. After a 2-on-1 beatdown for several minutes, who should come down to the ring? None other than Jordan Clearwater. Jordan Clearwater came down there to even the odds, but once again, it became a 2-on-1 situation. Star Rider was already incapacitated. Donaldson and Stone brutally assaulted Jordan Clearwater. Well, then Josh Adams, he came down to ringside. He was going to try to get his licks in on Ryan Stone and Jay Donaldson to save the day. And then David Tyler. David Tyler came down to ringside to even the odds. With a steel chair in hand, David Tyler was able to clear the ring. But then, what we saw next, boss man, makes me sick to my stomach.
It's very difficult even to talk about it. I mean, these two were the best of friends. They say there's no friends in the NWF Rumble, but this is after the fact. He took that steel chair. He hit his own friend, Josh Adams, left him laying. I don't even want to talk anymore about it. I understand we're going to have some words from David Tyler. Let's hear it from him.
Josh Adams, you want to know why I turned my back on you? NWF Army, you want to know why I turned my back on you? It's very simple. Josh Adams, you turned your back on me. NWF Army, you turned your back on me. We were supposed to work together in that Rumble, and you threw me out. Well, Josh Adams, the worst has yet to come.
NWF Army, the Northern Wrestling Federation, is on the road as always. Starting March 30th, we're returning to Bone Crushers special Friday night. March 30th, Friday night, for Friday night fights at Bone Crushers.
That's going to be a big event. And what about our much anticipated return to Covington, Kentucky and Hits Indoor Baseball Complex? That's coming up on Saturday night, April the 7th, a big night of Northern Wrestling Federation coming to Northern Kentucky.
And then we're returning to Fairfield, Ohio on April 21st for Thunderdome, the big cage match Thunderdome. You don't want to miss that one.
And of course, the Northern Wrestling Federation returns to Wilmington, Ohio, Saturday night, May the 5th. It's always great to be back in those great stomping grounds of Wilmington, Ohio. Always a good time when the NWF rolls into town. Folks, let's take you now to comments from the stars of the Northern Wrestling Federation.
Greetings, NWF Army. It's time for, once again, your weekly sports update with your one and only Brody Cormac. I'm sure everybody was happy to hear the news that the Titan retained his NWF championship in Fairfield. Everybody's talking about how it was the match of the night. Nobody walked out that match the same. Everybody's talking about how the NWF champion is bruised, battered, beaten, and broken. Here's a news flash. He's battered, beaten, bruised, and broken because of me. And say what you want, Titan. Yeah, you won the match, but you pinned Adam Swayze. Hell, I did that at Bone Crushers a few weeks back. That doesn't mean anything because you never beat me. So this Friday night at Friday Night Fights, the king of the fight is going to have one more fight in him. Because if he doesn't want to show up with one, I'm going to make him bring everything else that he's got. I didn't win in Fairfield, but Titan, I assure you, Friday, the game is never going to be the same again.
Star Rider. Star Rider. Star Rider was the name at the end of the night at the Rumble, was declared the winner. Star Rider. And how'd you do that, huh? How did you get that big win? By eliminating me at the end. You eliminated Jay Donaldson, the stud of this company. And NWF Army, you enjoyed it, didn't you? The entire Army stood up and won, backing Star Rider. Kid, I hope you know what you got yourself into. I hope you enjoyed those few seconds. Because, kid, I've made a living, a career here in the NWF by taking wannabes like you that want to take that top spot and crushing them back down. So, Star Rider, enjoy up there in the stars. Because you're going to get back to reality. Everything in this company is going to get back to reality. When the stud of this company takes its place back at the top, at the stud spot in this company. And Star Rider, I'd be looking all around. Because between me and you, it ain't over. It ain't over till I say so. Until I win. Because I always win. NWF Army, we'd like to talk a little bit about our return to Covington, Kentucky at HITS on April the 7th.
Absolutely. The Northern Wrestling Federation always excited to be back in Northern Kentucky and HITS Indoor Baseball Complex. It's been a great location. We're looking so forward to coming back there on Saturday night, April the 7th. One of the big matchups you're going to see, Lord Crew is going to go one-on-one with Alex Hayden. And in that matchup, Wildcat Chris Harris is going to be barred from ringside. You're also going to see the Northern Wrestling Federation Championship on the line as the Titan is set to defend against Hollywood Adam Swayze. Another big matchup, a part of that big April 7th card in Covington, Kentucky. We'll see the unified champion Lexus Montez as he goes one-on-one with legendary Larry D. And Boss Man, I understand at this time, standing by for comments, none other than legendary Larry D.
Lexus Montez, you thief! You stole what was rightfully mine, the NWF Unified title. Saturday night, April the 7th, legendary Larry D's coming to take what's rightfully his at your expense.